Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mario Lopez and friends.
All right.
Yeah.
It is time now for a very, very important part of our show. It is time to talk all about Maria. We love Maria. Actually, Sonia Manzano to all of you.
Yes, we love you very, very much, Maria. Hi. Yes. Yeah, let's hear it for her.
Yes, let's hear it for her.
That's right, that's right.
You know what, Mario?
What?
Maria is mi querida amiga, and she has taught me so many things.
And you know what?
Yes.
She helped Elmo and all of Elmo's friends learn to count and to read and to be better monsters.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And she helped me be proud of my Latin heritage.
Very important. Very
That's right.
important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were actually the ring bearer at her wedding, weren't you, Elmo?
That's true. Elmo was the ring
That's
bearer.
right.
And Elmo wore the same tux.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maria is the best person I know.
Yeah.
She is. Well, she
Yeah.
is. Well, here's the thing, Rosita. She's taught a lot of us here who grew up over the last 45 years all about life in general, about the good times and getting through the challenging times. She is absolutely one of the most beloved people in the whole world. In fact, we have a very special message right now for Sonia, from someone who thinks she's pretty special too. He's a big Broadway star. Have you guys ever been to a Broadway show? Elmo, Rosita?
No? But you know what? Elmo's trying to score some tickets to Hamilton.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Do you know anybody?
A lot of people are trying to score tickets to Hamilton. Well,
Yeah.
lucky for us, we have a connection to Mr. Alexander Hamilton himself, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who has a message especially for Sonia Manzano.
Oh, we love Lin-Manuel.
Let's take a look.
For so many years, the only Latina on TV we had was Maria on Sesame Street. You were the lone voice in the wilderness. You raised us. You taught us to read. And none of us would be where we are without you. Congratulations, Sonia. We love you. Mwah. Abrazo.
Yeah. Mario, now can we show Maria how important she is to us?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Mr. Mario. When does Maria get her reward?
Yeah, the reward.
Award. She's not getting a
Award. Sorry,
reward,
sorry.
she's getting an award.
Yes.
Let me tell you a little something about Sonia before that happens, okay?
Yes.
She literally let us watch her grow up and let us share Maria's life, enchanting and teaching 2 generations of young people. Her talent as an actress and as a musical performer made learning fun and easy, and kids really responded to it. Sonia started her career in the original cast of Godspell, and then she joined Sesame Street shortly thereafter. She's won 15 Emmy Awards as a writer, written critically acclaimed books, and has been honored with many, many other awards, including the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Award and the Hispanic Heritage Award for Education. And now, we would like to welcome a special friend who would like to share what she loves about Sonia as well. She just happens to be an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award winner, and she has a career that has spanned over 70 years and is still going strong. Please join me in welcoming Miss Rita Moreno.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Don't play that music. We're honoring someone very special, and I think we should do that by being quiet and respectful. Maria, I once met a girl named Maria. And I will never forget our first meeting. I recall it vividly, by the trash can and that bird's nest near the subway across from the bicycle shop, next to the laundromat, just up from Hooper's store. As an ignorant child, but also an immigrant child, I had grown up on mean streets, taunted, jeered, made to feel less than. But on this particular street where I met you, Maria, children of every color, every ethnicity played in safety. They were accepted, valued, as they learned how to become productive citizens in a diverse community. I've learned that within 10 years of my visit, by the time they were 3 years old, 95% of all American children had visited that very street. And they had met Maria too. Of course, I'm speaking of you, Sonia Manzano, the Maria of Sesame Street. Let me tell you that an author named Malcolm Gladwell wrote, Sesame Street was built around a single breakthrough insight that if you can hold the attention of children, you can educate them. Querida Sonia, darling Sonia, you have been a mentor, a guide, a cheerleader, a friend, an attendant, inspiration, a teacher, an exemplar for over 2 generations of children because you loved and valued them, you did actually hold their attention, and you did educate them. Fernanda Luisa, my beloved daughter, was one of the millions of children that grew up on your street. As a fellow actor, I say felicidades, congratulations on your long and successful career. And as a mom, I want to say with the deepest gratefulness, thank you. So, let's take a look at Sonia's work over the last 44 years.
Each time we meet at work or the street, we always say hello. But you say hola, and I say hola. It's a word that we both know.
My name is Maria.
Maria.
Yeah.
One of these things is not like the others. Which one is different? Do you know? Tell me which thing is not like the others, and I'll tell you if it is so.
I should have known.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young princess. There she is.
Snooky, how's my hair? On? Yes, I know it's on. Oh, I'm on! No, wait a minute. Here I am in my hometown after all these years. I'm back in the place where I was born.
Happy birthday, Maria.
Big Bird, don't you remember we told you Mr. Hooper died? He's dead.
I'm gonna miss you, Mr. Looper.
That's Hooper, Big Bird. Hooper.
We are here today
to celebrate the marriage of Maria and Luis.
It's altogether possible I've made a major error. My hands are cold, my forehead's hot. It's either love or terror. I guess somewhere there's somebody who thinks a wedding's fun. But if I were in 5 stories high, I'd run.
Look at her.
Oscar!
Yeah, well, get in.
Oscar, I love you.
Okay.
Bye. Little baby, I want you to meet all our friends.
Hi, little, gee, what's your name?
Gabriela.
I have 2 prizes. Look at this. The most excellent teeth club.
Mommy, could you take a break and help us with the conga?
1, 2, 3, conga!
We love to dance!
My ABC.
My nest, my home.
Don't worry, Big Bird. We're all gonna help you, and we're gonna fix this.
What's that?
It's a smoke alarm.
Alan, look!
Smoke!
Something's on fire in the kitchen.
I'll get the fire extinguisher.
I'll call the fire department. Come on, Elmo. Stay low and go. I'm proud that I speak Spanish. Well, it's such a beautiful language, and it's a part of who I am. And you know what?
What?
It's a part of who you are too.
Siete, siete, rumba, rumba. Siete, siete, chiquibumba.
Oh, hey, hola. This is my friend, Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
Hi, everybody.
Un cafecito?
Sí, gracias.
I love having an audience.
Wow. On behalf of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, I am thrilled to present the Daytime Emmy for Lifetime Achievement to Sonia Manzano.
I am so happy. My heart is so full of love. I have to tell you that I was thrilled to know that Rita Moreno was going to be here because if truth be told, it all started with Rita Moreno and my 4th grade teacher, Miss Shirley Pellman, who took me to see West Side Story when I was 11 years old. And Rita made hanging out on rooftops glamorous, and she made being a seamstress important, and she made kissing hot boys in hallways a very good thing to do. And these were activities I was very familiar with. And then she went on to entertain us all with the most wonderful tyrannical director of German descent electric company had ever seen. Thank you, Rita. I'll never forget the first time I saw Sesame Street. I walked into the student union of Carnegie Mellon University, and there was a very young, very bald James Earl Jones reciting the alphabet in a very deliberate manner. A, B, C, as the letters flashed over his head. Well, I thought I was watching a show that taught lip reading. But then they cut to the street and I saw Susan and Gordon, a black couple, talking to me from an inner city street. Now, this was something you did not see on television in 1969. And I knew at that moment that Sesame Street was more than letters and numbers. Still, when I got cast as Maria, I asked the wonderful producers, John Stone and Dulcie Singer, what Maria should be like. And they kept saying, be yourself, and be natural, and be real. Because they knew that the first Latina these kids were going to see on television should not be their notion of what a Latina was like. It should be me, myself, and I. Well, we're all actors, so what could I do but run with it? So it resulted in very snarky, real conversations with Oscar the Grouch, exasperating conversations, but real ones with Big Bird, and serious flirtations with male cast member characters, David, Luis, and even Grover. And you know what? The kids appreciated the reality. They knew that it was good to have someone that was like the parents that were in their households, but in a good way. And I know they appreciated because they grew up and they told me. And they always say, Sonia, you don't know. And I want to say now that I do know. I do know, and I appreciate the stories they tell. The beautiful Sesame Street cast is here with me. Loretta Long, Emilio Delgado, Bob McGrath, Alan Maroka, Allison Bartlett. They are people of substance. I love them so much that when I was going to get married, it was their approval that I sought as the choice of my husband. I wanted them to approve of him even more than I wanted my mother to approve of him. And speaking of husbands, if there's one person in this room who could possibly feel happier than I feel now, it's my husband, Richard Reagan. Because that's just how he rolls. And thank you, my daughter, Gabriella Reagan, for being who you are. I love television. I escaped a chaotic childhood by losing myself in the stories I saw on television. And I grew up to be able to provide that same kind of comfort for children in similar situations. I love television. It's powerful. And let's continue to make it the best form that it can be. Gracias. Gracias.